Imagine spending every day with Jesus, watching him heal the sick, hearing him teach with authority, seeing miracles with your own eyes. Judas wasn't an outsider. He wasn't an enemy. Jesus personally chose him, just like he chose the other disciples. Judas prayed with them, walked with them, served with them. From the outside, no one noticed anything different. Have you ever looked fine on the outside, while fighting a battle inside that nobody knew about? That's exactly where Judas was. His feet followed Jesus, but little by little, his heart began following something else. One of the greatest dangers in the Christian life is thinking we're close to Jesus, while our hearts quietly drift somewhere else. The Bible tells us Judas carried the money bag. It seemed like a position of trust, but behind closed doors, he was stealing from it. Most people never wake up planning to betray God. It usually begins with one small compromise. One lie, one secret, one habit, one decision we believe nobody will ever discover. But hidden sin never stays hidden forever. If we don't confront it, it slowly begins changing us. Judas wasn't destroyed by 30 pieces of silver. He was destroyed by the greed he refused to surrender. Eventually, Judas walked into the temple and asked one heartbreaking question: "What will you give me if I betray him?" The priest counted out 30 silver coins. For Judas, Jesus had become worth less than a handful of money. Today, we may never sell Jesus for silver, but we can still trade him for success, for money, for relationships, for popularity, for anything we begin loving more than Christ. Every heart worships something. The question isn't whether we worship, it's what we worship. When Judas reached the garden, he didn't point at Jesus. He greeted him like a friend. Sometimes the greatest danger is looking faithful, while our hearts are far from God. Jesus looked at Judas and simply called him friend. Even then, grace was standing in front of him. Jesus didn't stop loving Judas, but Judas stopped believing he could still return. One wrong choice doesn't separate us from God forever. Refusing his mercy does. Peter denied Jesus. Judas betrayed Jesus. Both failed, both wept. But Peter ran back to Christ. Judas ran away. One believed in grace. The other believed his failure was final. How many people today still believe they've gone too far for God to forgive them? Peter teaches us that God's mercy is always greater than our worst mistake. The story of Judas isn't only about betrayal, it's about the condition of the human heart. Every day, we choose whether Christ or something else will sit on the throne of our hearts. Money, success, comfort, pride, fear, only one can truly satisfy. The tragedy of Judas wasn't simply that he sinned, it was that he never came back to the one who still loved him. No matter what you've done, Jesus still invites you to return. His mercy is still available today. The same Savior who restored Peter can restore you if you come to him. Don't ignore the small compromises, because today's little choices become tomorrow's direction. Stay close to Christ, guard your heart, and remember, his grace will always be greater than your greatest failure.